Hey, everybody out there, welcome back to 91.8 The Fan. It is your favorite holiday themed host, the DJ Christmas, and it's time for my first interview of the year. I have with me my super special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself to the super special fans, super special guest?
Hi there, I'm Takahata 101 from Team 4 Star.
Oh my god, it's Takahata 101. He's so dreamy.
Or Nightmare, I guess.
Well,
Oh,
some
no.
some
You
dreams
gotta
aren't
figure.
nightmares, but I hear that a lot of people do enjoy your Loki cosplay. So there's always
I guess it's some people's dreams in that regard. Dreams where they need to kneel. I don't know. I got a lot of silly jokes about that.
But how's it going,
Uh,
Taka? It's been a while since we talked to you. I mean, not since we talked to you. We saw you at Yomicon, but since we talked
yeah.
to you to the fans, it's been what, 2 years now? Something like that.
Oh, like 4.
Oh
It
my
was that
god.
was a that was a ways back. That was right when this team started up. Right when I was incredibly socially awkward. So nothing much has changed, actually. No, what's been going on since then? God, just continuing on with the show. Now we have our new series. We have Hellsinger Bridges on the side, and that's been going for 3 years now.
Which is
Uh,
always fantastic.
thank
I
you.
haven't even seen Helsing Ultimate yet. I'm waiting for it to all come out before I just sit back and marathon it.
They got
Um,
8 episodes. They got 8 episodes.
Yeah, it's a good number to start with. I'm thinking about just kicking back and watching them, but I have seen the original Hellsing, and
Hmm.
it's definitely entertaining even for somebody who hasn't seen Hellsing. Sometimes I feel like even if you haven't seen a show, you can still watch the abridged series and get some enjoyment out of it.
Some, even some of the ones I'm a big fan of. If I had not seen the original subject material, I wouldn't find them as funny.
Yeah, there is always that, but for a lot of
Yeah.
abridged series that I have seen, I'll go back and watch the original source material, and then I'll watch the abridged series again, and then I'll get more jokes. And it's like, oh, okay, this is supposed to be funny. Yeah, I get it. It's funny now.
But no, yeah, we Helsing being my side project that I write, and Kaiser assists with the writing as well, and does all the hard work of editing and this glorious sound design. We just booted up a new series with another editor and co-writer, Attack on Titan Abridged, which just went past 2 million views, which
Two
is
million already. That's been out for maybe
two.
2 months.
Yeah, around 2 months now.
Yeah.
So a little bit crazy. Now we amped up production actually on our gaming channel. We're developing a new website. We are now developing a bunch of stuff we can't even talk about because of NDAs. So yeah.
Woo! I love super secrets. They're my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
It gives the fans something to look forward to,
I think
which
we all look
inevitably they're just looking forward to the new episode. When is the new episode? When is it? Tell us.
sooner than you think or further than you wish.
That's always the answer. That should be the go-to answer. Sooner than you think, but farther than you want.
Pretty much the truth.
Actually, I think Kaiser said last night he was working on 29, so that or 39. It's something that ends in a 9. I just watch them. I don't pay attention to the number because I'm not one of the Ravenous fans who needs the next episode immediately after I finish the one that I just watched. It's like, okay, this is good. This takes time to make, and I will wait for the next one. They say
Yeah,
it takes them about 6 weeks to make a new episode, and I'm okay with that. I'll wait for it.
it ideally takes us 6 weeks. Sometimes we'll just because of just some like because a lot of us all had day jobs for a while, and some of us still do,
Of course, I
and
think
like
Lanny
it would
still
just
works
come.
at that movie theater.
Oh, Lanny hasn't worked at the movie theater in 6 years, bud.
Well, then
I'm saying not 6 years, 3. He's
I
been
should
working.
pay more attention to his blogs then.
But no, don't. It's just Lanny. I mean, like, what do you want?
Yeah, it's just you're the real important guy here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna
Yeah.
link this on Twitter. How do I do that? 91.8 the fan. I am no, I wanna tweet this out to everyone on my Twitter.
Whoa!
So
And then I'll retweet it because I'm in control of this Twitter.
eh, they gave you control over the main Twitter.
Yes, I'm.
I finally got that myself with Team 4 Star. That's if you've seen some grammatical errors, it's me, bro. It's me.
I'm usually the one in control of the main Twitter, so anything that's like wild and crazy, like last week when we had that crazy Twitter spam between the Sentai Filmworks Twitter and Jessica Calavello, that was me starting that, but Jessica definitely continued it.
Yep. Yes, she does.
Speaking of which, she was actually a guest star in the latest Hellsing Abridged.
Yes, she was the. I'm trying to think of the right way to word this. She was the enigmatic performer of Rip Van Winkle. Because here's the thing: like, she did an amazing job. Rip Van Winkle's character was edgy. Edgy only begins to crack the surface of that character. But no, she did an amazing job. We really loved directing her on that project. It was a lot of fun. She loved singing the songs.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe when you guys released the full version of the Ripworld song. It's like, oh, okay, this.
We didn't actually. She asked us for permission to do that.
Oh, wow.
And we were like, absolutely, Jessica. And she's like, yeah, woohoo. She's awesome. We also had Brett Weaver in that as well. He was the captain who was shot in the head, and that's
that's right.
That's Nabeshin from XL Saga.
Of course.
And Mr. One from One Piece. Mm-hmm.
I do like me some One Piece.
Well, absolutely. It's like DBZ, but like instead of Goku winning all the time, everyone gets a fight.
Exactly. The fights may take a while to actually happen, but they will happen, and somebody will fight. Yeah, I'm finally in the Enies Lobby arc of One Piece, the DVD.
Oh god, you're in. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the DVD's got that far, and it's like, okay, part 1, fights will happen. No. Part 2, fights will happen. No. Part 3, maybe we're starting to maybe have some fights, but the fights don't actually start till like part 4. It's like, ugh.
That Water 7 and Enies Lobby was a very long arc, very rewarding. It's one of my favorites, despite its incredible length. It's so strange because if you think about it, you just got off the heels of Skypia, which went on way too long.
Yeah.
But then they're making trying to make me care about the actual what was it the people, like the native tribe there.
The native tribe, yeah.
I got it, and I thought like some really good performances from the actors. Like I think they're good characters. Just so much focus was put on them, and then a flashback how they got up there. I was like, do we need this?
Yeah, it's a full 2-episode flashback about the history of Shandor. It's like, okay, it's nice. Can we get back to the fight where Luffy beats up Eneru? That'd be fantastic.
Such a satisfying fight that was too. That was very simplistically laid out. Here's this guy. He thinks he's amazing. No one can touch him. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Oh.
Sentai Filmworks says we're acting lewd again.
We've got a lewd card, everyone.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think I swore it yet. It ain't Hellsing yet.
No, not yet. But there is quite a bit in Hellsing.
There is a fair amount of cursing. A cursive amount of cursing.
It's a lot of fun though.
It is. For some people, actually have gotten on us about the amount of swearing we've had on the show, and I'm just like, hey, would you mind not swearing so much? Would you mind? Shut up. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. I'm like,
it's like,
I understand that.
Have you watched the original source material? Have you seen the actual English dub of Jan Valentine? This is tame.
It really is. If you look at the Hellsing subject material, it's some of the most truly horrendous things you'll ever see.
Oh, absolutely. It's
like I've cut a lot of it too so far, and I will cut the sexually explicit scenes because there's no point to them. It's like the Rip Van Winkle like death scene in the actual anime that goes on another 5 minutes.
Really?
Wow. It's murder porn.
Wow.
And it was just unnecessary. I didn't even like it in the original. Actually, I found it to be incredibly unnecessary. And I love Hellsing. I just did not care for that part. And when it came to that, I'm just like, you don't need to show this. It's very obvious what Alucard would do if you just cut it. So in our version, we made a big joke and we cut because I didn't want to glorify that, because that's kind of what that scene did. It glorified that very not even death. It was kind of very semi-sexually explicit, a lot of very brutal death. I don't want to glorify that. I've always tried to keep, even if we make jokes about very awful subject material, we try and make sure that the villains are the one who want to do these awful things, not
Yeah.
the good guy. We actually got one time we got in some trouble about Jan Valentine. He's like, oh, you're making jokes about such a very difficult subject to make jokes about. It's like, he's the villain, right?
Yeah.
He's an evil person. There is a minute-long torture scene with him where he's
Yeah.
forcing someone to read a note. It's like, you're not supposed to empathize with him. No one would. If anyone did, oh my God, what? So, hey, I will, always try and keep in mind. The next episode, actually, sorry, I'm jumping around everywhere here.
Of course.
It's pretty much the destruction of England. So it's all destruction porn. It's just all like chaos and people being shot up. It's like I gotta make something funny out of that, and I'm intimidated of episode 5.
When in doubt, just fall back on Zeppelins. That's always good.
Yeah, Zeppelins. Who would have saw them coming? Anyone?
Who could have seen these gigantic blimps?
Anyone really?
It's possibly the one flaw of the
Helsing? No, they actually explained why that even worked.
Oh well, okay.
It's because in the actual anime, essentially, in the higher ups of the British military, they've been pretty much bribed with immortality of becoming vampires.
Right.
So the higher ups just pretty much completely, like, right when they attacked, the higher ups of the British military just did nothing. As a matter of fact, they sided with the Nazis.
Oh,
Because they got given immortality. That's why they couldn't mount a defense. And they even spoke briefly about the situation in America that just happened. Apparently, the vice president of the United States or something was one as well. And then him and his group attacked in America and attacked the White House at the same exact time when this is happening.
You see, there is plot in Helsing. It's not just blood and torture and.
No, that's mostly the plot. But no, it's explained. It just turns into complete chaos, all in one night. And yeah.
But in addition, since we are getting super close to everybody's favorite Dragon Ball Z arc, Cell is on his way.
Yes, he is. When
are you guys planning on having him show up? Like 40, 41, something like that? It's got to be soon.
It will be soon. We have a creative decision we have to make with an end of an episode, and that will really depend on his actual debut.
Yeah.
And we're still in an internal debate what we want to do with that, but he's under 2 to 3 episodes away.
Yeah, it's definitely close. He's right there in the basement. You just have to wait.
Right there in the basement, and below that basement, there is another basement where there's even more androids because movie plot.
And it seems like sometime like the movie continuity is always confusing for Dragon Ball Z to tell.
There is no continuity.
Yeah.
Technically, one would argue that Girly Jr. makes canonical sense if that actually happened like immediately before Dragon Ball Z. And I can understand that argument. Some people will point out one point or another. The only movie that makes sense, the only one that actually makes there's 2 now that make logical sense.
Yep.
Number 1 is movie 9, which happens right after Cell, right before, right after the Otherworld tournament, essentially, as well.
Yep.
Like this takes place on Earth, and then the other one is the new Battle of the Gods movie.
Yeah.
That actually takes place. That takes place before Oob gets introduced, which I find strange that if they do make more movies, they'll be placed around there. And like, they sure didn't mention any of this at all during that part of the series.
That's weird. So they would put it like in between.
It's not after Z, because the thing is, near the end of Z, they had a couple episodes where there was another time shift.
Right.
Where Goten was now the age of Gohan. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember like the end of Z very well because the last episode that I ever saw actually aired on TV was the one where Kid Blue blows up Earth. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Dragon Ball Z. Sorry. And then I had to get like VHS tapes of the whole final Kid Buu fight. And I never got like the very last one where they have the Pan introduction episode and then the Oob introduction episode.
Pan.
So you're saying Battle of Z takes place somewhere in between like those like last 3 episodes of Z?
No, before the 3 episodes.
Oh,
It's
okay.
right after they defeat Boo, essentially, and Goku's like doing push-ups on King Kai's planet, and all of a sudden, like a giant cat shows up, who's the most powerful thing in the universe. It's like,
Makes
oh, they kind
sense.
of die. Yeah, it makes sense. It's good that they would never mention that again.
Yeah.
Uh,
And movie nine is that Fusion
that's
or BoJack?
That's Bojack, the
Which
space pirate,
I like
because
BoJack.
that's a thing.
BoJack was a good movie.
Bojack's just a big scary guy. I mean, the movie villains, there's not a aside from like even Cooler, there's not a whole lot there. Let's be honest here. Look at Cooler. You got Super Android 13, and then Broly. Oh, Broly.
It's like Broly. His movie is twice as long as everyone else's, and it's got music by Pantera.
Well, then I don't think the new re-releases have them anymore.
I remember I had like the original VHS release of the Legendary Super Saiyan, and like the previews, it's like the figure arts for like Battle Damage Goku and Battle Damage Piccolo, and it's like get the soundtrack from Broly Legendary Super Saiyan, this band and Pantera.
One of my favorite DBZ movies, because if you like a DBZ movie, it's a guilty pleasure, because these are very condensed to the point. Here's the bad guy. Okay, they defeat the bad guy. Bye. Next movie.
Yep.
Well, they're fun. They're fun. These are kind of movies that are supposed to be fun. But in the fourth movie, Lord Slug, which is a lot of people's least favorite movie, I liked it, if not because they had a disturbed music licensed. So they have so they have Stupefy playing while Goku's fighting Lord Slug. And in the scripting session, I pushed for that, and they're like, "No, we're not doing that. Come on, I get stupefied. I get stupefied, waiting my whole life." And they're just like, "No, we're not doing that." I'm like,
Oh
Killjoys.
well. There's only some things that they'll let you get away with, unfortunately.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
And you mentioned it a little bit earlier with your third project that you guys have got going on now. I actually finally just watched it the other day because I hadn't gotten a chance to during all the post-Youmacon hype, and I had almost forgotten about it until you mentioned that it hit 2 mil. But you guys have got Attack on Titan Abridged going down.
Yeah. Yes, we do. What'd you think of it, though? I'm curious to hear what you think.
I've actually only seen like the first 9 episodes of Attack on Titan, so it's not too far gone for me to like watch the first abridged episode and not enjoy it. I really like it. The writing is really good, and it's par for the course. You guys always do good work.
Oh, I appreciate that. It's a bit different from the other shows for a reason. We don't want them all being the same.
Yeah.
So this one, we're going at a much faster pace with a little bit more silliness with it as well. Like DBZ is more of just like a natural parody, like a very normal flow, nothing too elaborate. Hellsing's very like over the top
Yeah.
in its presentation because that's how the show is. Attack on Titan is we had to tackle it very differently. When I was watching it, I was also watching a couple other shows. I was watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized with all these tragic things going on, trying to make a comedy of it, it would be very difficult, but I felt it was possible. Because like if you can make Hellsing funny, I like to think you can make Attack on Titan funny. So I felt the challenge there. And when just sitting down with them, subject material, I realized if everyone was a terrible person, you wouldn't care what all the awful things happening to them. So in the scripting, I almost like with the characters, I was almost focusing on all their negative traits and exemplifying them.
Yeah. Like
Jean. Sorry, like Jean. Oh, Jean. I really, I love all the characters in this. I'm looking forward to so many jokes I have with John planned. And Rice Pirate did an incredible job portraying him. He did a really good job. I gotta give props to Howard Exorcist, the guy who plays Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
He did an amazing job with that. He did a good majority of the editing as well. Actually had a couple people help out as well. We had Shinigami Eyes, who plays Connie in that.
Ah, yes.
The guy who sounds like this.
Yeah, you're so cool, John.
He's just like coughing up stuff constantly. He actually did some backup editing for us as well, so big props to him. He also did a great job. He also did a great job as Connie. And I don't think we've ever. I don't know if there's ever been a more polarizing abridged character as has been created in Attack on Titan. And I think you know who I'm referring to.
Oh yes, it's
Are you stuck in the middle too? Like you see the humor, but you find it grating.
a little bit. It's good, but there is it's definitely enjoyable.
In the long run, you're like, okay, it wasn't. I can handle it. You know, with Armin, I have gotten so much flack for him. I have gotten so much flack for him on Twitter, on the YouTube comments. Oh, Armin's voice, and this is one of the guys that's just kind of doing like the 4chan annotation thing. Armin's voice dropped immediately. I'm like, well, we got you till that point. Actually, when I was going down to Desert Bus, the big charity event for Child's Play,
Right.
I walked in there and I bumped into Graham Stark, who runs Loaded Ready Run, along with his other crew. And first thing he says to me, watched Attack on Titan. Don't change Armin's voice. So I'm like, what do I do here? Everyone who writes a show has told me don't change Armin's voice, and so I'm not going to.
It's because
'Cause
it
people-
works. It's terrible and people hate it, but that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. I just gotta understand. I bring a lot to the table, and it's just what? Yep, that was a thing.
It's definitely a thing, and
he is gonna do a cover of "Let It Go" from Frozen.
of course you have to.
Because that's the thing now. You do covers of "Let It Go" from Frozen. No, just but the biggest question people have for us about that, though, is when's the next episode? With Attack on Titan, I can understand that one a bit more than DBZ or Hellsing.
Yeah.
We are starting to work on the second episode of Attack on Titan now. It's going to work on a very, unfortunately, very infrequent schedule. There will be more than one a year. Don't worry. If I had my way, maybe 2 to 3. But the problem is the editor is a full-time university student.
Of course.
Howard. So, like anything, we have to find the time with both of us. I just started up classes too. Now, we're going to keep all this rolling. Like, I'm going to be a very busy boy. After I leave this chat, I have to go record for another project. We're going to stay busy because we want to keep pushing this forward with this new series. And, ideally, we'll see where we stand in a month here. I might be able to make a good call how long it's going to take. Because right now we're at the, I guess, brainstorming session. Because
Yeah.
if you see in the first one, we jump around a lot, and we will touch base on future episodes and condense their contents into an earlier scene. And so that's the kind of what we're doing right now with brainstorming. We're trying to make sure we actually will be going back to some scenes we already ditched in a flashback. So we're trying to iron that out right now in my head. So, well, it's fun. This is a lot of fun. This is like a lot of creativity gets to go into that. I can really pick and choose what I want to do with it.
Yeah, it's
Along with
it's one
Howard,
of those things where, as far as I can tell, the series itself bounces around from character to character. It's like this guy's off doing this thing, and that guy's off doing that thing, and you can put them in any order you want because they're all happening at technically the same time.
It's true, and you just got to make sure you get the process of events going down. You can't have one event happen after another unless you make it make sense. If that makes any sense,
Right? No, it does make sense, and as the writer, that's your job to figure out, is to sit down and iron all that stuff out.
It's true. That's why I condensed all of Mikasa's flashback into a 5-second scene,
Which is perfect. That's all you really need to know about it.
Do we need more?
No.
Like, does there need to be like we could go into that, but it's very disturbing subject material, and
two kids murder 3 grown men. That's all you need to know. Fantastic.
It's not just that. It's the other stuff that happened earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
And why she was kidnapped and stuff. I don't even really want to touch base on it.
Yeah.
It's just really uncomfortable. And if you touch base on it, you have to touch base on it in a way that paints the bad guys as villains for what they're doing, while not making too much light of what they're. You ride this fine line, right?
Yeah.
You're right. You don't want to be dismissive over that issue, but you don't want to focus on it. It's
It's best to just condense it. Here's the joke. Move along.
Kind of. It's difficult because some people are going to be upset about the content of a joke and others won't. one day I am going to be confronted by someone who's upset at something that I made a joke of, and I won't. I will try and have a proper response for that.
Really, somebody mad about you making a joke in an abridged series? Huh? That's
If you touch base on really edgy subjects, you will upset certain people.
really,
So,
really, that's a thing that happens.
on the internet, at no less,
Oh
it's kind of
wow.
strange.
This is new. I think we're gonna have to go take a quick break, so I can process this new sort of revelation that's been presented to me. But don't go anywhere. We'll still have Taga here when we come back. Hopefully, we'll be able to make sense of this people getting upset on the internet thing. So don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
Keep it tuned to
edgy,
91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't.
edgy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to 91.8 The Fan. I am still the holiday-themed host, the DJ Christmas, and I still have my special guest, the Takahata 101. How you doing, Taka?
I'm doing pretty good, man, and I've realized you chose a tragic name for an internet thing.
Really?
Because
why is it a tragic name? Enlighten me, Taka.
Christmas time is always going to be business for Christmas.
Uh-huh. Go on.
No, that's the end of the joke.
That's the end of the joke? Are you sure?
That's the end of the joke. The joke.
I think you've forgotten the other unfortunate bit is that every time I go into like a new sort of chat room or a new sort of community, every single person has to make a Christmas pun thinking that I haven't seen it before. I've seen them all. It's okay. Don't have to do them.
Oh, Christ, get off my back. There we go.
It's an unfortunate screen name, but I've had it since like 2007, so I can't change it now. It's just one of those things, but it's not like it has any sort of deep influential meaning like Takahata 101.
You are making a lot of assumptions right now.
Making a lot of assumptions. That's probably my favorite part of episode 38 is just the two lines where it's like you're making a lot of assumptions right now.
It's so funny because we realized we could almost switch Piccolo and Tien dialogue sometimes because they're just those guys who are just like kind of like leaning back, making a face and looking at each other like, you believe in this crap going on right now? If we could actually animate, that's what we would have them doing constantly, just rolling of their eyes every time Vegeta opens his mouth.
Which is good because Tien sticks around for quite a while in the Android.
He shows up in the Boo saga, for goodness sake, and tries to fight Boo in a scene.
Yeah, there is that, where he stalls for Gohan. That is a thing that happens.
Tien is a badass. No man can stall quite as well as he can.
No, he stalls Imperfect Cell for like almost a full episode with that Tri-Beam cannon. I think it's been a while since I've seen Classic Z, but it's very good.
It's a very good scene, actually.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites.
And then Goku comes and bails him out.
Yeah, well, he has to because Tien can't win. Tien could not beat even Imperfect Cell, but his biggest, most powerful move can stall him. That's about it. Like he's literally killing himself while doing this move. It's a really cool scene. It's great because it's in DBZ. A lot of the side characters just don't get any focus and just kind of stand around to get one shot by the villain every now and then. And it was great seeing one of the guys from Dragon Ball, Tien, just come in there and hold his own for a little while.
Yeah,
it's really refreshing because I guess it turns into the Saiyan show. It's about to turn into the Saiyan show, and it's very. I mean, it's okay. I like Z. I like Dragon Ball Z. It's just LOL Goku wins is always been a frustrating plot part of the show.
Yeah,
is the Saiyans always got to get the win. In the movies, it's nice because like Piccolo got some wins.
Yeah. It's
some wins.
It's tough sometimes, but what are you gonna do? Eventually, it's what the fans wanted. The fans wanted Saiyans, so they gave them Saiyans.
Did. They sold so many toys. They sold so many toys.
Yeah.
It's all about how much merchandise you can push.
And in terms of just, the writing, like you were saying, you can maybe interchange Tien and Piccolo's dialogue. One of my favorite things about the way you guys have done it is just the back and forth between Piccolo and Nail, and I'm looking forward to Kami getting into the mix.
Yes.
How that plays out.
the most predictable joke in our entire history of the show. It's like, what do you think we're gonna do? If we don't do it, we'd be fools, right?
Yeah.
I hate it because I like surprising our fans, but there's like I can't think of anything that would make sense by subverting that. It just I just got well, or maybe I'm completely lying and we have a plan.
Maybe there's a
Maybe
plan. Maybe
there's
there's a plan.
there's always a plan. There's always a plan. We have a plan. That's why we have the future, you know, of what we're doing, and that's why we've amped up everything.
Exactly. You guys had this whole big video that's like, this is what we're doing. This is the future of Team 4-Star. This is, it's not just, making funny videos on the internet. Anybody could make funny videos on the internet, according to the internet.
Hey, this is YouTube here. I know you have subscription bar, but how about we default to what to watch instead? You should watch the Fine Brothers. Watch your viral videos this way, not on your own.
Yeah.
Give us the ad dollars. And don't forget to watch PewDiePie. We're just gonna blow up his face and make that half the front page all the time.
I'm not sure if I agree with that one.
What, PewDiePie? No, I went on there today. I wasn't signed into my account. The first thing is what to watch, and the first thing is a blown up video, like the thumbnail of PewDiePie's newest video.
Like a huge thumbnail that takes up half the screen.
Yeah, he's like shoving his like finger like up his nose except in between, so he's like pushing his whole nose up. Are you a real PewDiePie fan? It says that. I have no issue with the guy. Like he makes an effective show. He really does. But how much they chill him on the front page is very frustrating. I do believe subscriptions should take priority over what to watch. I will always believe that because then people's personal preferences will take preference over what YouTube thinks their personal preferences are.
Yeah.
That's entirely it to me. But that's just me.
Plus, if I want to watch an enjoyable video game experience, I'll just head over to the TFS gaming channel.
Oh, please don't shill it. The one thing about the gaming, and I'll state this, gaming is a very saturated market on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's super saturated because it's the most effective. Because Let's Plays are really effective. They're very easy to do, and in many people's minds, they're the easiest thing to do. Some people actually put effort into theirs, like the Two Best Friends Play.
Yeah.
For example, I really like their work a lot. I think they're very much, I can tell that they're friends. Their actual chopping method, like we emulate actually, because the chopping method's great. Just cut to the best parts. I don't need to see the full playthrough. Like, you know what? I watch PewDiePie videos. I watch his funny montage videos. I marathon those. I laughed my ass off.
Montage videos
because those are good.
Great. Because
those are the best parts.
It's the best parts and none of the worst parts.
The fact that I would have had to watch hundreds of videos for that is unfortunate. But people will do it. And you know what? If he gives lots of money to charity, does a great job with that. But for our gaming channel, one of the reasons why we've done a gaming channel is we're gimmicky. We're doing Let's Plays in character, which, by the way, is very difficult, and we have to cut parts that are just so out of character, it's not even funny anymore. Just me screaming swear words and expletives as Nappa, which happens anyways, but there's only so much cutting we can do.
Yeah.
Lanny playing Krillin plays a scary game is actually one of my favorite Let's Plays. And I'm not just saying that because it's one of ours. I like our Krillin character a lot. I like Lanny's portrayal of the Krillin character. And I've never played Outlast, nor would I. Lanny just plays these in character and posts them. And they're some of the funniest things I've seen. Like the screams, the pitches of screams he hits. There's this one shot in the 7th episode. I will always remember it. He's like walking down this little tunnel. He's turning to the left, and out of the shadows, like this, like the fog effect on the right, and on the lighting hits, you just see this face come through the fog and the light, and then Lanny just starts screaming on the top of his lungs like ah, 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 as he's running away. And I've never laughed so hard. I was dying. It was so funny.
Which is actually really funny when you watch like his own personal playthrough of like the first Amnesia game, because I've never seen a more jaded run through of Amnesia: The Dark Descent than Lanny Pator. It's just like, oh, here's a monster. Oh well, look at that monster. Look, come here. You want this piece of meat? Go get the meat.
Lanny can't be immersed. I don't think he can be immersed in anything, so nothing's scary to him.
Yeah, but that's the
Lanny
entertainment value though.
That's true, and with Krillin, I think he knows when he should be scared, and so he accent essentially, and he does such a convincing job. You would actually think he's scared. He's not at all. I do swear he jumped a little bit when that thing burst out because I saw his camera jerk really fast to the left and start running. I'm like, okay, that must have gotten you a little bit. Like, but yeah, he's done a really good job. We also we got glitch dubs, which we're starting to work on more of those, and people really liked those, and I was so happy because that's my idea.
The glitch dubs are pretty funny. It's just, you know, it seems like a lot of them happen in like Tony Hawk games.
We only
Or-
had one Tony Hawk one, but though not in Tony Hawk, Skate 3. Oh,
That's
such
right.
a bad game.
That's just
Oh.
because Skate 3 is a terrible game.
No, we're actually we use shout out the Helix Snake. He's actually pretty much lent us his whole library of videos.
Oh wow.
So yeah, the thing is, we don't want to just keep doing Skate 3 videos. I'd like to because I think they're funny and I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty easy to do and it helps promote Helix Snake's work as well. Because even without the audio, it's almost funnier in a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, and we're gonna keep alternating. I think we're gonna do one game and then go back to Skate 3. I think I'm gonna start playing some more DayZ and just have Fraps running, recording any glitches. And that game, since it's pre-alpha, has more has more glitches than you could possibly imagine. And and that's one of the best things about it because we had two names for it actually. We were gonna call it Glitch Dubs. Or my idea was Glitch Splanations, but they didn't like it. They didn't like the word because it's too hard to say.
Yeah.
I like it because it's a buzzword.
It is a buzzword, but sometimes it's just best to just keep it simple. It's like you've got the two Saiyans play, which is sort of like a buzz phrase. So sometimes it's good to alternate between being kind of gimmicky and just saying this is what this is.
Yep.
But other than
Another one.
no, keep going. You talk.
No, another one we got actually is we got like this was a vanity project for me, and this was the most Let's Play thing that we do, and it's League of Taka. There is a gimmick with it because each week I play a different character,
Right.
and we use the two best friends chop method of just chopping to the best bits, and we pretty much just me being a gibbering fool who sucks at a video game.
Now I have to ask, as an actual League of Legends player, are you really just that bad, or is some of it?
You know what? Yeah. I back when I at the height of over a year ago, I played pretty aggressively with my friends. I was Mordekaiser main. I would always top lane as Mordekaiser. And for the most part, I would do a good job unless I was laning against Teemo, which was like my kryptonite.
Of course. It's Teemo.
And Teemo kept going top, so actually it ruined the fun for me a bit. And is I just learned one that can counter Teemo. No, I don't want to.
I just want to play Mordekaiser, guys.
It's kind of I learned a couple other characters and I got better at Nasus, but it was just it's just a frustrating. It became very frustrating, and a lot of the fun was removed from the game because people were trying way too hard. And like this is, I get ranked, I get wanting to win, I do get that. A lot of people take this game very seriously, would like to join a team, go to the nationals, and I've seen how much money is involved in that. I get that, but if you're not ranked, calm the hell down. It's always. We had to cut half of Yi actually because a guy freaked out at me and I actually got upset.
Yeah,
The Master Yi played there. It was real. No, he really upset me actually. He was saying some awful things. I'm just like, what is wrong with you? I couldn't even be funny anymore because he actually ripped the funny out of me there. I became my jerk off, my person who like puts down that kind of negative thing because it is a video game. It is a video game. Now I get wanting to win, but you got to have fun.
exactly.
So if you watch that, I'm having fun even when I'm losing. I'm having fun even when I'm losing.
I've been playing the game for about a year and a half now. I got started probably right before the season 2 World Finals. I just sort of like fell into it, and it's like, oh well, this is actually kind of enjoyable. It's kind of like StarCraft, which I kind of liked, but without any of the micromanagement, which I'm terrible at. So this is the game for me. And if, like you said, if you're not doing ranked, if you're just doing a normal game, it's just a normal game. There's no negative consequences to you doing
No, my
bad.
win-loss percentage is ruined. Oh, calm down. The other people get that upset, that stressed, and I actually had a massive fight over it at one point with someone, and I was like, why am I getting mad about a video game? So I quit playing essentially at that point because I was tired of getting upset. I was coming home from work and and then I would work on all the abridged stuff. Then I'd try and play one game, doesn't go well. I take it too seriously. I get stressed out. And so it was just I quit for like a year. But then then I realized I should go back. I played one round. I was atrocious. And I thought, oh, this would be funny if I just tried to relearn this game, but I don't play any practice rounds.
Just
None.
jump right into it.
Each match I record, I've only had to repeat Teemo once, and that was because the audio did not record. So I had to redo Teemo, which is fine because the next game was even better because we won that one. And I think it's very important that if you play a game, you should play it for fun, no matter what. Unless you're a professional League of Legends player or playing ranked, then definitely try to win.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
If that is your goal to climb to the top of the ranked ladder and be like one of those high level like diamond players, then if that's what you want to do, go for it. Get mad at every loss, but especially like if you're in the low level of rank, like I'm stuck in bronze, because I'm not that good, but I know that I'm better than some people in bronze, so I can play there. Like I'll duo queue with another one of our DJs, Elk. He also lives in Canada. He's over in Thunder Bay.
Poor guy. He's a dead man.
He is. He really is. But he will just get so mad at teammates. And like somebody will do something that he thinks was bad, and he'll start to get mad, and I'll listen to him starting to type on the channel like, "Stop doing what you're doing. Just mute them and play. Just don't get so worked up about it. Just have fun."
People get super worked up though because it's a competitive game, bring a competitive aspect, of human nature. But no matter what, it's a game. And it's where I was actually playing that Master Yi match. This guy said, "I can't lose anymore." Why? Why can't you? Are you trying to go pro? Then stop queuing up with no control over who your teammates are.
Exactly. Like if
you're getting angry at people you've never met before,
and you'll never meet again. You will never see any of these 4 people that you're playing this game with ever again. Maybe once by random luck you might, just because like you all hit the Q button at the same exact time after you lost this game. But statistically, it's almost impossible for you to be with the exact same people every single time. You'll never see any of them again.
No, it's exactly it. Excellent. I got some good news.
Oh.
I just got invited to the Elder Scrolls Online beta.
Ooh, look at you. That should be fun.
Look at me. Yeah, it's actually this weekend. I got nothing planned, so
that's. Now you really have nothing planned.
I know, right? Liga Taka, Elder Scrolls Online. Where are we going? Why can't I first Radar?
It'll be good. I kind of want to try out the Hearthstone thing that everybody's getting into.
It's like it's an online card game, right?
It's an online card game, and I'm just really worried that I'll end up giving Blizzard a bunch of money. But from what I'm hearing, you don't.
They love that. They do need that. They really do not want to develop a new independent property. We can't have them do that. The Blizzard, I know, will always mine the creative properties of the guys they fired.
It's true. And it's just, from what I'm hearing, I don't necessarily have to give Blizzard a bunch of money to enjoy the Hearthstone experience.
But if you do, you might win more. I see how this works. And I don't fault them. Microtransactions are a very, very effective way of making money. That being said, are abused.
Yes. It's like
I could just point out the Xbox One and the PS4 like drama with Gran Turismo and Forza. The fact that you have to shell out $100 to get a really good car in a game you already bought. Yeah. That just seems crazy to me. I don't know why that seems absolute madness to me. Which is why I'm glad that the rise of indie will kill such transparent greed.
Like, it makes sense in stuff like Plants vs. Zombies 2. Like, this is a free game that I play on my phone when I'm waiting for dinner to finish cooking. And if I want to pay the $5, sure, I can get the jalapeno right now. or I can, go through the hours of torment it takes me to unlock the jalapeno naturally. And I don't want to spend the money, so I'll just torture myself, which is what EA wants me to do. One way or another, they just want me to torture myself.
Mhm. That's pretty much a good way of putting it.
But
EA tortures you.
as long as it's already a free game or stuff that you can get naturally throughout the course of playing the game, if you can pay to get it early, that's okay. That I can understand because there are some people with disposable income who will say, "Yeah, I'm playing Call of Duty and I'd really like to have this gun now instead of playing 60 hours of the game." Okay, somebody who wants to play 60 hours of the game can get that gun eventually, but if you want it now, go ahead, spend the $5 it takes to get that gun.
Ah.
Oh well.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit there. No, you cut out a bit there. Actually, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm
On
just
my
I'm just talking about buying guns, essentially.
Oh, no, what was the big thing with Activision is they were constantly pimping out like Nuketown, this big Nuketown map. Actually, I don't know all
Yeah.
the details.
I
They're
don't.
like, Nuketown's a big deal. Pre-order, you get Nuketown. Everyone's like, oh, everyone pre-order, everyone drop the extra money. And then like, yeah, Nuketown will be only on once every couple days, every couple months. I'm like, what? I don't
Yeah.
even play the game, and I was like, what a bunch of BS that is. What the hell? And they're like, oh man, why aren't the sales good for this game? Or like Call of Duty Ghosts. Why aren't the sales good? Because they're tired of this. They're tired of you withholding content you've made and not put on the game for one reason, to make more money. And people understand, but now you are intentionally removing stuff from the production cycle.
Yeah.
Which is why people will say, we don't understand the production cycle. Oh, I do. I do. Which is why sometimes I understand. But where my patience was drawn was with the Mass Effect 3 with that one character that you had to pay extra $10. Like, well, we didn't get it
Yeah.
done. We didn't get. Here's the thing. They said like, well, we didn't get it done in time. So they were talking about the production. Like, you guys need to understand that we couldn't get it on the discs in time. Yet it was there ready to go, like with no issues
Yeah.
before the stuff was
Just
even
need that
production.
$10. Just need that $10 in.
They want to turn a $70 game because it's $70 up here. It's $69.99 for a game. So pawning it up to $79.99. So and then like, okay, good. This game's now become $85 and it has an awful ending. And it's because they want to take because they want to maximize their profit, and I understand that. But you look at companies like Valve, and Valve have their own issues, but like their Steam sale, like I bought Deus Ex for $1.79, a Deus Ex Human Revolution for $1.79.
I have. If I pull up my Steam library right now, just from like stuff like humble bundles and deals here and there, I don't think I've ever purchased a game at full price except for Audio Surf because I really wanted Audio Surf because sometimes it's fun to just kick back and relax with a nice game of Audio Surf. But I think other than Audio Surf, I've maybe played 5 games on my Steam account actually. I've played Faster Than Light. I have played the first few levels of Bastion. I have beaten VVV. I actually think I beat that on my 3DS and not on the PC, but I have beaten it at least once. I played a little bit of Shatter, and the rest is just a bunch of games that I've gotten from Humble Bundles and stuff. Uh, but how do I see? How many? I have 153 different games on Steam, and I've played maybe 5 of them. But but I guess Valve has a fantastic business model because I own 153 different things in this library that I
They probably haven't shelled out that much money yet either which
No,
is
not at all. Some of these things I got for free. I got Portal when it was released for free because they did that free Portal thing. And I picked up Left 4 Dead when it was free 2 weeks ago for the holiday thing that they did. So it's like, okay, I've spent maybe $50 tops on Steam, and for what it's worth, that's still more time than I would have spent on something like Call of Duty, where I tried to get into it because everybody's playing it. You gotta get into the experience, and it's like I'm I'm bad, so I don't like it.
Yeah, if you're about a game, you should play DayZ. You'll enjoy being stressed the whole time.
I should give it a try. But what is in the cards for the future for Takahata 101?
Actually, I got I'm gonna be recording here for a Machinima animation. Also, I got cast in a couple of visual novel games online, so that's pretty sweet. I actually got cast in this other project called Tree of Life, alongside some pretty talented people like Lucian Dodge and a couple others, which is pretty sweet as well. A bunch of things coming to Kickstarter soon. God bless Steam Greenlight and Kickstarter. How it has helped out many people.
Yeah, it's
But
one of the things that's really cool where fans can say, "I like this thing. I want this thing to be a thing. Here's like $5 to make this thing a thing."
Yep. I can't wait for it to be ruined by someone who has ulterior motives.
I've heard that there may be a bill that will ruin Kickstarter in the
Yep.
West.
Yep, potentially. So yay.
So get your projects on Kickstarter now while you still can.
Oh, it's just unfortunate. And the thing is, they'll find another way.
Yeah.
They'll find another way for
way.
crowdfunding. It's because too much money is being pushed through there, and it's like, hey, it's money not being made by the suits being made by guys who wear vests.
Look at Mighty Number 9, $3 million.
The game industry hates Kickstarter and loves it because all these publishers, all these game development studios don't need to go through a publisher now to get their game done. They can just self-publish through Steam, and they can make millions of dollars, like DayZ or Starbound or whatever other game is out there. They just can. There's no more. Well, we're gonna wanna DLC. We're gonna want to do this. They can just avoid that and make all their money back. DayZ is a pre-alpha game.
Yeah.
It is sold over 800. It has sold over 800,000 copies at $30 a piece.
It's not just a pre-alpha game. It's a pre-alpha game that's based off of a mod from another game.
Yeah, it's one of the most anti-corporate games, and now it's like made more money than many AAA titles have been released. And it's just like they'll release a AAA title and they'll die pretty quickly. Like there's these bloated budgets for games of like, I'm hearing 150 million. If they don't sell 5 million copies, it's considered a failure. It's like, what is wrong with
Sounds
you
like
people?
Square Enix.
Not even Square. It's like it's Activision.
Yeah.
And EA or Capcom sometimes.
Isn't GTA 5 considered a corporate failure?
No, what? Oh, absolutely not. It's made so much money.
But I've heard people say that it's a corporate failure. It didn't make this many sales, so it's no good.
It did. They haven't released it on PC yet. Once they do that, they'll make another couple million.
Yeah.
Copies. No, seriously. Just consoles, it was the highest grossing game of all time.
But
like and then fucking Activision comes in like, well, because they had that for Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
Well, Call of Duty Ghosts is gonna completely outsell that. Barely, I think it sold a little over half of what 3 sold.
Yeah.
Because it was so phoned in. Like, it was pretty bad. Like, I heard the plot was the most ludicrous, and plots in video games always like.
But it's got the dog, Taka. You have the emotional investment in the dog.
Yeah, they tell me I have emotional investment. How about you actually code a game and like script a scene that makes me like the dog? Because I saw the dog, the dog's gonna die near the end.
Yes, I said the exact. So, like when the game came out, it's like, so the dog dies, right? Someone tell me the dog dies.
Because it's like, even if it didn't, I'd be like, oh, look at you. You can't even freaking tell a story without everyone predicting it. It's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad storytelling. Like, that's storytelling in a Modern Warfare game. What am I even talking about? That's lunacy.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry. I'm ranting. It's fine. Like, here's the thing. I've played the Call of Duty games. They're fun. I don't play them online because I don't like those kind of competitive games because I just don't have fun when competition's involved.
Right.
Not a lot, anyways. I enjoy a good old-fashioned strategy game. Shogun 2, Civilization 5. DayZ is about as much of a competition as life should be.
Yeah.
I was one time killed for a can of pop. I'm just gonna throw that one out there.
Well,
and I've seen people killed. I have seen people killed for sport.
Yeah, I mean,
So
with a game like DayZ, where it's at its core,
lawless. It's just
it's lawless. You can do anything. There are no negative repercussions except for the fact that you might feel kind of bad after you do it, and then you won't.
I actually one time I had no food. This was one of my second playthrough, my second time like playing a character. I found a shovel, I had a helmet on. I had no food. My guy was starving, dying of thirst, and I was just slowly walking. And I walked up to this guy who waved at me. He had a backpack, so I ran. I used what was left of my stamina. I ran out. I started bludgeoning him with my shovel because I was desperate at this point.
Of course,
He tries running. I just keep bludgeoning him and bludgeon him right in the middle of the street. I go down to the body. I find it has a pop in there. I'm like, finally, I crack it open. I get shot by a gun. Someone sniped me. Someone hit me with a gun. So I'm imagining like it was like a Tarantino scene, right? Where he's like, finally, I drink a pop and like the bullet goes through the pop and into my chest. But no, I actually got to get going here pretty soon, though.
of course, I don't want to keep you, but for people, this is their first time learning of the majesty of Takahata 101. Where can fans keep up to date with all the stuff that you're working on?
My Twitter is pretty much the easiest thing. For everything, because of the focus of what to watch of subscriptions, it's best to like Team 4-Star on Twitter. Like Team 4-Star on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. And my personal one is at Takahata101.
Indeed. And of course, so there's that. There's, all of the official Team 4-Star stuff, all of, and
Buy the shirts.
Buy the shirts.
shirts.
Sharkrobot.com/Team 4-Star. That's probably not how they do it because they revamped how their store works, but you'll figure it out.
Buy the shirts. Buy the shirts.
And maybe while you're there, you're on a shirt spending spree, you buy like a 91.8 The Fan shirt because we've got some cool shirts too.
Don't lie.
Okay, they're all awesome shirts. You should buy literally all of them.
Every single one.
Even the ones that are on clearance and don't fit you quite right. Buy those too.
Actually, we plugged those in our like shirt video, and a lot of them sold out. I was very happy about that.
Very nice.
Because they were $5. I'm like, people, just buy an extra large. It's $5. You'll never be able to buy it ever again.
Yeah. And then, of course, your YouTube account, YouTube/Takahata101. That's where all of the Hellsing and Titan stuff gets posted.
Yeah.
So
Hellsing and Titan will be posted there, and potentially a video talking about the process of everything. Who knows? Also, TFS Gaming, Team 4-Star, and TFS Unabridged. Those are the 4 Team 4-Star channels.
I love TFS Unabridged, where my favorite one is when you guys just go to Australia. It's like, let's go to the beach. It's cold out here.
It's beeping cold. It was their summer. Our summer's their winter. I left Vancouver and it was like cold and rainy. I land there. It's cold and rainy. Oh, Vancouver, I never left you.
But all those posted in the archive version of the interview, which will be up in the next day or two. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the fans before you run off for your next amazing project?
Thank you so much for sticking with us this whole time. Definitely check out. There's tons of other great, amazing abridged series out there. So definitely search, try and suffer through the bad ones to find the good ones. Find a guy you like and check his likes, because more than likely he will have liked something that's pretty good. That's how I found some of my favorite shows on YouTube. So yeah, absolutely. Anyways, I'm Takahata101 signing out.
All right, so keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan, because we've got everything you want and nothing you don't.